I think going into it, we had a mentality that we had to play controlled volleyball. So it was us being able to minimize our errors on our side, and that was what we did in sets 1, 3, and 4. In set 2, we started taking a little bit riskier attacks and hitting the ball out of bounds, hitting the ball into the block. And Fairleigh Dickinson played better in set 2 than they did in the first set. So we regrouped in the locker room between sets 2 and sets 3, went back to kind of our original game plan, serving tough and finding open areas of the court, and ultimately the score reflected that at the end.
Now, one thing I did notice that, well, both Darius and I both noticed this, was that there were a lot of drop shots coming in soft, not going for the immediate kill, and there was some deception in the sense because it looked like they were going up to set it, but it would go over and completely catching after you at guard. Is that something that you prepped for, scouted them?
I mean, Taylor as a setter is a pretty offensively based mindset, so she goes into games finding ways to score, whether it's through our attackers or when our attackers are struggling a little bit, she can go up and find ways to score herself. Something that we work on in practice a bit, but it's also a natural awareness of where her defenders are on the opposite sides.
It's about 30 minutes from Philadelphia. A couple of local goals with her and Kuhlmeier, and here is Kuhlmeier dropping one over the net. Unable to get it in, though. And here's a quick flip over, a beautiful finish for Taylor. Dug out by Lawstetter, and this is set up for Lawland. So, get a piece of the ball and just keep it in action.
What was the emotion like on the bench at those points when there were trouble spots?
We talk about having urgency in games. I think we often toy with teams and we'll go back and forth, and it can come down to the final 2 points, and that can go either way in volleyball. One mistake or one call or miscommunication can ultimately decide a set. So we talk a lot about urgency, pushing the pace of the game. So I wanted them to go back and serve faster, get into rotations faster, that sort of thing, so that we weren't playing any kind of slow volleyball. But it's also, we're starting some younger kids, so it's maturity as well, and we're getting better and better at that at every single time we face adversity.
Here's Height, sets it up for Felton, blocked at the net, but Dade is able to dig this one out. Here's McGarrett. Here's Allison Butler on the serve, the senior.
So what can you take from tonight heading into the weekend for the Big Five tournament?
I mean, the Big Five is a tough tournament for us. We are playing against some really solid competition. Temple is an excellent team, as well as Villanova and Penn. So we need to up our ante. We're going to come into practice with a different motion tomorrow. Obviously, playing in the Big Five, you want to have some success in your own city, and we're going to have to prepare for it wisely.
Yeah, it's all about bragging rights in the city of Philadelphia. Coach, thank you so much for coming up to talk to us.